Hello, you beautiful people. Hi, this is Destiny. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about your true self. I don't know if you have watched my videos talking on your true self, your ego self, but those are very important videos that you really truly need to be watching if you're in seek or in search of finding your true self. There is a true self. The self that we all know as we were from our children or our childhood state, that's the ego state. That is the imagined self. And that is our false self. Why we have forgotten our true selves? Because we have been bamboozled, lied to, hoodwinked, and we have been taken from one place to the next and one place from the next, and we've forgotten about our true identity, the real self, the person that the creator of the universe created us to be. And so my people, I have started my in-depth search of who I am. And like I said, if you just take your time and just go deep within yourself, your gut intuition has all the answers. Everything you need to know about yourself or anything about life or the answers to things and the questions of life, it's all deep inside. Go deep within you. I have been revealed that I don't know how long I've been here in this universe or on this planet, but guys, I learned that I am from Africa, Zimbabwe. I am an Indian African Zimbabwe princess. Yes. And what happened was, like I said, in Zimbabwe, my last name was 17. I did a video on that, my people. But you know what? It was this slave trade that Brazil came in and they took us. Took a whole lot of the Africa out of the Zimbabwe area and they made them slaves in the country of Brazil. I've done that video. I've done many other videos about who I am, my true purpose and all that. But people, this is something that you're really interested in learning who your true self is. Hey, I seek questions and answers from the divine creator of the universe. I'm always digging. And like I said, the more that you dig, the more that he will pour into you and reveal yourself to you. So I don't have the whole truth yet as I can wrap my head around it, but it's inside of here. And each day that I seek for more knowledge, each day as I am asking more questions to the divine creator, the more that he continues to reveal to me. So as again, like I said, let's get into another video. Now yesterday I did the video on your true self versus your false self. Then I did, and I talked about your true self versus the imagined self. So guys, jump into it. Join me on the other side of the camera. Listen, I'm gonna get over here so I can talk, okay? Okay, people, here I am back with you. And I hope you got some information that could be very helpful to you about your true self, and I hope that this information will inspire you and motivate you to start seeking the creator of the universe about who you really are, because truly there is a true self, and that's that part of us I was saying yesterday that we forgot through all the things that we have gone through all the different places, the different universes, the different things that we have done in life. We've forgotten our true self, and it was hidden. So my people, today I'm talking about recognizing the true self versus the everyday self, or we call it the ego self. So, welcome again. This is Destiny, my YouTube channel, Destiny Forever Walks. And we're going to get into this video right now. Welcome, my people. I am so glad you're here. And I'm so glad that you're here because you have a deep desire and a deep passion to learn who your true self really is. So I start out with this question. Who is your true self? My people, it is important. So very important to be your true self. We're always told that be yourself. You haven't heard many times. You gotta be yourself from our parents or grandparents. So, you be your true self. Go out there and you only be you. We were all told that. Be our true self. Yes, and that is true. Whether they knew they were speaking it in the form of truth, but it is true. We have to really be our true self. Now, people, we know the damage done to ourselves by being false. By being false to ourselves as well as being false to other people. But I like to suggest that to be your true self, my people, to be yourself, my people, I'm telling you, it goes so much deeper than you can ever imagine. Most people don't know much wisdom. They just don't know how much wisdom to some. And they don't know how much power, man, people, that resides in the self. But a deeper self, which I call, for simplicity's sake, that's your true self. And the true self is your real self. It is your authentic self. But that everyday self, people, is no more than your ego. That's the ego side of you, your lower subconscious state of being. So, when you are really being your true self, guess what? And this is honest truth. You're not looking for pleasure. You are not avoiding any kind of pain, and you are not trying to get approval, or you are not trying to get someone to admire you. You are not out to criticize someone else or to defeat someone else. And you are not out to gain fame or power for yourself. My people, being your true self, all that is about is your natural and your spontaneous life. You're living as a genuine human being who has respect and consideration of all and every human being on this planet. You're not trying to love someone. You're just loving them, my people. And without even thinking about it, you'll just love, because that's what the universe, creator universe is. It's all love. And he has put that love within you. So, if you are a mature person, it is second nature that you are loving, and that you are giving, and that you are respectful and considerate, and that you behave and act in a refined and mature human manner. To make these values and manifestations your second nature, then you have to put conscious effort, my people, to them. You have to really put conscious effort into making these things happen. You're just going to have to make it work. So, this does not mean that you have to be solemn or grim and serious. That is not the point I'm trying to make here, my people. The point is to act with sincerity, genuality, and to put conscious effort into being aware of yourself and being aware of others in order to treat yourself and to treat others with respect. This also does not mean giving up pleasure, people. It means not seeking pleasure either. It does not mean creating pain, but what it means not avoiding pain. And so, your life is to be lived with integrity, with the dignity, and the self-respect of a person who knows that the point is not whether something feels good or even feels bad. The point is not to lose your self-respect, people. It is not to abandon your true reality, the highest and the purest elements that's within you, regardless of how wonderful things are. And regardless of how painful things are, your self-respect, people, is strong enough to maintain your sense of integrity. And you better believe that is so true. that integrity does not mean having your way, nor does it mean winning or succeeding at anything like that at all, people. What it means that it is being sincere about who you are and acting in ways that reflect your essential human values. And I hope you can get that. That is so significant. You need to understand that. Let's go deeper with what the true self is. The true self isn't a familiar term to most people. And although it is close to what religion calls your soul, the true self, my people, is the purest part of yourself. That is actually who you really are. That is your truth. But listen, religion depends upon faith. And that's not the issue that I'm trying to make clear to you all here. You can actually test if you have such a true self. And how can you do that? Okay, listen to this, my people. You know that sugar is sweet because you can taste it, right? I'm just doing a little scenario here. Okay. Likewise, the true self has certain qualities that belong to it, the way that sweetness belongs to sugar. So listen, if you have experienced these qualities, then just repeat them. Learn, my people, to cultivate them and finally make them a natural part of yourself. The true self has to come to life when you put that in that perspective. You get what I'm saying there? Okay, let's move further. Now, the trick is not distinguishing what is your true self and what is not your true self. Now, if we had a switch that could turn off the everyday self, that ego side of us, and turn on the true self, matters would be so much simpler for us, my people. But people, listen, human nature is divided. There are moments when you feel so secure. There are moments when you feel so accepted. You feel so at peace, very peaceful, and you feel totally, absolutely certain about everything in life. And then at those moments, my people, that's when you are experiencing the true self. Then, on the other side, at other moments, then you experience the opposite. And that's the ego. That's the everyday self. You're experiencing these opposite things, these opposite feelings. And when you experience the opposite, then you are in the grip of that everyday self, that ego self. And that's the part of us that we got to try to steer away from. We can't continue to keep following the ego. The ego has manipulated us our entire life. It has pulled us from where the creator of the universe has purpose for us to live our lives at our greater and higher self. But listen, the trouble is that both sides, though, whether the true self or the everyday ego self, they are so convincing. And when you feel overwhelmed by stress, people, or even by crisis and doubts, or even insecurity, guess what? The true self might as well not exist, because you are experiencing a different reality and it's covered by the state of your mind. Guard your thoughts, my people. Put a watch over your lips and what you say. Because at those dark, tough moments, let me give you some advice, okay? You try to get outside perspective about really what is happening with yourself. Because that ego is so manipulative, it's so controlling, and it's always setting traps to pull you back down, to keep you in your lower stuff, your lower state of consciousness, so you will never grow to your higher, greater self, to become the best version of whom the creator of the universe has created for you to be. So you better get some outside perspective about what is happening when you are experiencing a different reality that is, that is by the state of your mind. The mind has created all kinds of things, and now you're falling behind all that. So my people, listen to this. The qualities of the everyday self and the true self are actually very different. And I'm going to help you understand that. Just walk with me through these, okay? They're actually different, the qualities. So, I'm going to repeat that. The qualities of your ego self, that's your everyday self, and the true self, my people, are actually very different. And I'm going to give you some different points here, so you can be able to distinguish them, and or to see if you can relate with the differences, okay? Number one, the true self is certain and clear about things. On the other hand, the everyday self, it gets influenced by countless outside influences, leading to confusion. Number two, your true self is stable, people. And on the other hand of that, the everyday self or your ego self, it shifts constantly. Number three, your true self is driven by a deep sense of truth. And then on the other hand of that, the everyday self or your ego self, it is driven by the ego. The unending demands of me, mine, that is all the ego self. Number four, the true self is at peace. And on the other hand of that, the everyday self or the ego is easily agitated and disturbed. And then number five, the true self is love. And on the other hand of that, people, the everyday self or the ego self is lacking love. And it seeks love and everything, attention, what it needs from outside sources. And I hope you can distinguish it between the ego self or everyday self versus your true self. Or if you can relate to either one of these. So, I am about done, my people. So let's go back and let's kind of summarize this all up. So let's look at the qualities of your true self. Listen to this very carefully. The qualities of your true self: self-reliant, evolutionary, they're loving, creative, knowing, accepting, and peaceful. So whenever anyone is in crisis, whether the problem is a troubled marriage or difficulties at work or panicking over lack of money, they will make the best decisions if they utilize these qualities. Now, sadly to say, we are more likely to be driven by selfishness, panic, uncertainty, impulsiveness, survival instincts, and other qualities that is associated with our everyday self, that ego self. That's how society has trained us, my people. We measure our worth by our achievements and by our possessions. Money and status, people, it feeds the ego. And society then what it does is rewards those who play the game, who play along with it, who play the game of getting and spending with skill and drive. But let's look at it like this. Look at the faulty choices of millions of people that they make every single day of their life. They choose material rewards in the hope that money can buy happiness, or at least all those nice trappings of a happy life. And then they plunge into careers that offer success, but they end up with very little inner fulfillment. So, doesn't it make sense instead that the foundation of every choice should be the true self, my people? Listen, the true self understands what you really want and what you really need to be joyful, to be happy, to be complete and happy. The true self, it creates a much stronger, a more expansive foundation for your life than anything that the ego self can ever provide for you. Since that ego, my people, is rooted in total fear and insecurity. If I were you, I would trust my true self. Let go of that ego. All these lies, these programs, false scenarios, all those false lies and things, let go. The ego is so full of fear and insecurity. That's the place that is trying to continue to lead you into. But listen, once you believe to recognize and encourage the qualities of your true self, your true life will begin to change. Totally, absolutely. You're going to see a change. You're going to see a peace. Like the Bible said, that peace surpasses all understanding. You're going to see a light comes on that is so bright and clear. You're going to have a love you're going to experience like you never experienced. You can't hate anyone. You cannot debate with anyone. You don't want to fight with anyone anymore. You have total serenity and peace within you. That's the change that it will make when you begin to recognize and carry the qualities of your true self. Then you're going to make better choices, my people. You're expanding your awareness. Every day you're opening your mind to the universe to learn more about your higher, greatest self. And then you're discovered and you will encourage your purpose, who the Creator has predestined for you to be from the very foundation of the earth. And then you will challenge yourself to meet all the new goals, to meet the purpose and the plans and the things that the Creator has already predestined for you to walk in. And then you'll be gladly, my people, and willingly to let go of all those things that the ego has taught you, the world systems has taught you, the matrix systems have pulled you into. You'll be so happy and willing to let go of those things that no longer serves you. So, to conclude, listen to this, and I hope you're getting this. The greatest spiritual secret in the world is that every problem, my people, has a spiritual solution. And it's not because every prayer is answered by a higher power. Did you get that? Let me repeat that. The greatest spiritual secret in the world is that every problem has a spiritual solution. And it is not because every prayer, my people, is answered by a higher power, but because the true self, once discovered, is the source of creativity. It's the source of intelligence. It is the source of your personal growth. It is the discovery of the God that is within you. It is the discovery of your greater, higher self, your authentic self, your real self, your genuine self, your true self, my people. No external solution has such power as that. That's the God that is within you, your higher, greater self. The true self is the basis, my people, for being deeply optimistic about how life turns out and all about who you really and truly are. That's what the true self is. Not excited about all the other things that people debating and running around and fighting and arguing about. It's just so excited knowing how life turns out, how everything is, how the Creator has already predestined and purpose for you to live, who you really are, my people. The true self, it is the basis for being deeply optimistic about how life turns out and all about who you really are. And behind the screen of doubt and confusion, you'll still be totally at peace. The peace which surpasses all understanding that comes from only the Creator God of this universe, that will keep your mind center focused, stayed on Him, and it will help you to live out your life beyond everything that you were ever lied to and taught by your ego and the world systems. Even when all the doubt and confusions are going on, you remain confident because you know that the Creator God has everything and you're walking and living your best self and your best life. I'm going to conclude, my people. The path to your true self isn't simply inspiring people. It's the source of solutions that emerge from within. And that's it. Now, if you can get that, then you're on your way to discovering who your really true self is. You're going to start remembering your true self. And you know, the Creator will bring things and little bits and pieces to the puzzle back to you. Like He has revealed to me, you know, I'm from Africa. I am African Indian, the Zimbabwe prince. And I know I did a video where I told you guys where it was when they had the war in Brazil where we were captured. All these Africans were captured and taken over to Brazil. And we became slaves over there, you know, doing their sugar cane and all that kind of stuff. I did a video. I'm not going through all that. But little bits and pieces He keeps bringing to me every single day because He said, if you hunger and thirst after righteousness or truth, He will reveal to you. And it's the truth, my people, that will make you free. So, know who your true self is. Recognize your true self versus the everyday self that is your ego. I hope you really truly got something out of this. And if you like videos like this and sitting down and have real talk heart to heart about things like this, then you need to check out my videos on my YouTube channel, Destiny Forever Walks. Guys, you're going to get a whole lot of information, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You will be empowered and you will be motivated and encouraged and inspired to really become your greater and higher self, the best version of who the Creator of the universe created for you to be. Namaste, my people. I am out of here. If you want to comment on anything or you want to add anything that you can give us more enlightenment, please do drop your comments in the comment section below. Your girl is Destiny is out of here. I will see you at the next video. Namaste.